Hey guys, what's up? It's Luke's back here today with another video. So today I'm going to be looking at a few videos and saying if I agree or disagree with them. And for right now, I haven't uploaded in a little while. I know I've been busy with school. I've been busy with cross country and just sports all around that stuff. So I haven't been able to upload in a while. Sorry about that. But anyway, I'm going to start uploading regularly again. So today we're going to be looking at 3 different videos and seeing if we're going to react to them and see if we agree with them or not. And we might have a bonus video at the end if we have time. We'll see. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below when this video goes up. I'll be commenting to people. So drop that like. Let's get into the video. Alright, so the first video we're doing top 10 NBA players of all time. Alright, let's see here. Turn the volume up.
You asked for it, here it is. Welcome to Mixtape Videos. Today we're ranking our top 10 players in NBA history. It seems like everyone's top 10 list is different, and honestly, opinion plays a large part. We're going to share our list, but make sure you watch till the end of this video to see how you can be a part of a viewer-ranked list of the greatest players of all time. But for now, let's get on to our list. Number 10, Kobe Bryant. To some, Kobe is one of the most overrated players of all time. But when you look at his stats and what he's accomplished, the Black Mamba has earned his place in history. With 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, and a regular season MVP under his belt, Kobe has the hardware. He's also 3rd all-time in total points, number 10 all-time in points per game in the playoffs, and number 8 all-time in total win shares for the playoffs. Some say Kobe only won his rings by playing with other great players.
That's true.
Never happened ever in the history of the NBA. But did you know that he's the only player in NBA history to score at least 600 points in the postseason for 3 consecutive years, and is the only player in NBA history with more than 30,000 points and 6,000 assists? Clearly, he's done his work. And his reputation for being a low percentage volume shooter doesn't really hold up when you consider his career shooting percentage of 45% in the regular season and 44.8% in the playoffs. Kobe also holds numerous franchise records, and considering the fact that he plays for the Lakers, one of the most storied franchises in the NBA, that's saying something.
Yeah, but not points per game or rebounds per game.
Number 9, Tim Duncan. We've done several power forward profiles on this channel, so you probably already guessed that we consider Tim Duncan to be the greatest of all time at that position.
Oh, yeah.
Dirk and Karl Malone are close at 2nd and 3rd, but they just can't top Duncan's 5 rings, 3 finals MVPs, and 2 regular season MVPs. Yes, Duncan has had the honor of playing with other Hall of Fame players, but he silently carried the team for most of his career. He's number 17 all-time in scoring, number 6 all-time in win shares for the regular season, and second only to Jordan in win shares for the playoffs. He also has the 7th all-time highest PER for the playoffs. Number 8, Magic Johnson. There's some debate over who's the greatest point guard of all time. Generally, most would consider it to be between John Stockton and Magic Johnson. Both of them defined the point guard position in their own special way, but Magic became a legend with his 3 finals MVPs and 3 regular season MVPs. Heck, the guy won finals MVP as a rookie. He had the opportunity to play with some of the all-time greats, but rather than riding their coattails to history, he made his own by being the magician that made the Showtime Lakers work. And he's number 5 all-time in win shares for the playoffs. He truly earned his spot in history. Number 7, Shaquille O'Neal.
Now, why is Shaq and Magic Johnson?
No. To Shaq. He dominated games.
Guys, we can't have this.
We forget just how dominant he was. He has
Shaq
the 3rd
cannot be
all-time
up there.
highest PER for the regular season and the 4th all-time highest PER for the playoffs.
Sorry, it can't happen.
He's also 10th all-time in win shares for the regular season and 7th all-time for the playoffs. And don't forget that he's 6th all-time in total points. He's top 10 in total blocks and top 15 in total rebounds. To be in the top 10 or 20 in so many categories is very rare. Now, we'll admit that his road through the playoffs was sometimes assisted, we'll say, but he can't be blamed for that. The fact is that Shaq dominated the paint, and there wasn't really anyone who could stop him.
Because he's such a big guy,
Number
of course.
6, Larry Bird.
Yeah, he better be on the list.
Maybe white men can't jump, but Larry Bird proved that they could do pretty much everything else. Bird really did do it all. His career numbers show that. He won 3 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 3 regular season MVPs, had a 50-40-90 season twice, which is just crazy, and is number 11 all-time in win shares for the playoffs. Just about the only thing he didn't do was crack the top 10 scoring list, but he did only play 13 seasons, so that's probably why. Bird's game was complete. We'll put it this way. Shaq averaged 10.9 rebounds for his career. Bird averaged 10, plus 6.3 assists. There's any number of things you could say about Bird. He was the greatest scorer, greatest shooter, greatest passing forward, great defender. Basically, he's just one of the greatest of all time.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm going to pause for a second before we go to the next guy. So we have Kobe at 10, Duncan at 9, Magic at 8, Shaquille at 7, Bird at 6. I think Shaquille O'Neal should be behind Magic Johnson. And I think he almost should be behind Tim Duncan. I'm going to keep him ahead of Tim Duncan for now. But then, yes, Larry Bird should be here. But then, if LeBron James is number 1, I'm not going to be too happy.
Number 5, Wilt Chamberlain.
Okay, no, we got an issue, guys. We got an issue. He averaged 30.1 points per game, 22 rebounds, and almost 10 assists. This guy cannot be number 5.
Man, where do we even start? He scored 100 points in one game. Enough said, let's move on.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, Wilt was a beast. Just leaving championships and MVPs out of it, he's number 5 all-time in scoring, number 2 all-time in win shares for the regular season, and number 6 all-time in win shares for the playoffs. He's number 2 all-time in points per game for the regular season, and number 1 all-time in rebounds.
Okay, pause for a second. He's also a center. Keep this in mind.
That's unbelievable.
If you write anything.
Oh, we got it, guys. We got that.
I write pretty much all day.
That's unbelievable. Number 4, Bill Russell. Okay, if you were impressed by Wilt, Bill Russell's accolades will blow.
How is he number 4? Are you kidding me?
Blow your socks off. He won 11
Who's 3 and 2 then?
And by the way,
yeah, Michael Jordan better be number 1.
Russell only looks good because most players back then weren't very athletic. Consider this. Bill Russell was only 6'9" and 220 pounds, and he was going against Wilt Chamberlain, the guy who scored 100 points, and beat him. He also beat Oscar Robertson, the guy who averaged a triple-double as a rookie. Bill Russell holds the record for most rebounds in the finals with 40, which he did twice. He's the all-time playoff leader in total rebounds and rebounds per game, and holds the highest rebounding average for a finals series with 29.5. Now, with 11 championships, a lot of people put Bill Russell higher than number 4 all time, sometimes as high as number 1. However, we've kept him a few spots down because his game was mostly about defense and rebounding. Offense wasn't really his strong suit. Maybe he didn't have an all-around game, but he's truly the greatest winner ever. Number 3, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Oh my gosh, how is he ahead of Bill Russell?
People, but hear us out. Yes, he got his 2 rings and finals MVPs, and is number 2 in all-time in points scored, but consider his era. He won his championships when Jordan was out of the game. So you could say that he was the second best player behind Jordan, which is saying something in itself. But also, without Jordan, he probably would have won even more than 2 championships. Also, during the 95 finals versus an up-and-coming Orlando squad, Olajuwon embarrassed Shaquille O'Neal by putting up 32.8 points, 11.5 rebounds per game, 5.5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks, which led to another Finals MVP.
What is this
and
list,
let's not
guys?
Forget the dream
What is
sheet.
this list?
Hakeem is #1 all-time in blocks,
What is this list?
won Defensive Player of the Year twice,
Guys,
and is the only player
what
in
is this
NBA
list?
history to win regular season MVP, Finals MVP, and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season.
What is this list?
#2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. If you watched our Kareem versus Wilt comparison and thought we were on the fence about it,
how is
now you know that we're
Kareem
not.
#2?
Stats aside, Kareem tops so many categories,
Okay,
it's
guys,
unreal. Here's his resume.
Yeah, that's not
6 championships, 2 Finals
Here, get out of full
MVPs,
screen here.
6 regular season MVPs, a record. #1 all-time in scoring, #1 all-time in win shares for the regular.
Gonna move forward a little bit.
20 years. So yes, his extra games and seasons meant he could score more points and add to his legend. But he wasn't just playing during those years. He really could play at a high level for 20 years. And that's simply unheard of. #1.
He better be
Michael
#1.
Jordan. Where do we even...
Guys, this is my opinion here. My top 10 list guy goes something like this. I think Wilt Chamberlain should be #1. Don't knock me for that. I just think that he should be #1. Michael Jordan should be #2. Bill Russell should be #3. Then I should put Kareem at 4. Then Magic Johnson at 5. Larry Bird at 6. Oscar Robertson at 7. Probably Kobe Bryant at 8. Tim Duncan at 9. Duncan at 9. Duncan at 8. Bryant at 9. And I mean, who else is there? I mean, who knows? But that list to me is just, it's not preferable. It's not a list that I like. So now we're going to kind of watch a funny video. Oh, that's not what I'm doing. Hold on, guys. Let's go back. Let's see here. Let's see here. Right here. I want to watch this video.
Who's your top 5 basketball players in top 5? Mike, Shaq, Kobe, okay, LeBron. The fifth one is always hard. It could be. I mean, it could be a lot of dudes.
Just
who you feeling today? Because it's harder than Steph, to put 5. Westbrook, Kyrie, Durant, me, LeBron, Tim Duncan, Shaq, and anyone.
Last week that I said that Kobe Bryant is one of the 10 greatest NBA players.
Charles Barkley.
You say a lot of things. I want to change that. To what? He's one of the 5 greatest ever. Wow. Michael's first. Oscar Roberts second. This is just my opinion. Okay. Bill Russell's 3rd. Okay. Wilt Chamberlain 4th. And Kobe Bryant's 5.
Oh, he's better than
Barkley, what's wrong with you, man?
Yes, he is.
Kevin Durant.
I don't like putting guys in there that's still playing because it's got a lot more speed and a lot more skill. So there's somebody that you is playing right now. For instance, LeBron James would be a top 5 player that he's done playing. So to exclude him because he's still playing, I would say Michael Jordan is 1.
Okay.
Kobe Bryant 2.
What?
Magic Johnson is 3. I would go Shaquille O'Neal is 4. He's just so dominant. I'm missing so many great players, so it's hard to say top 5. But I would go. My last one, I'll have to say Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan, man, on the stuff.
What?
No. Michael 1, Oscar Robertson 2, Bill Russell, Wilt, and Kareem. Those are my top 5.
No, you said the pecking order. You said he didn't.
We're talking about guards.
No. I'm just talking about the pecking order.
Michael's the greatest in my opinion.
Okay.
Oscar Robertson, Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. Kobe 6, LeBron 7, Jerry West, Elgin
Okay,
Baylor.
I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, and Bill Russell. Kobe 6. Pecking order. Michael's the greatest in my opinion. Oscar Robertson, Kareem, Wilt, and Bill Russell. Kobe 6, LeBron 7, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor.
I like it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I came out after the finals and I said LeBron James is the greatest player to ever play. And I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, but he is great. You know, I think I got a new list. So the top 5 NBA players ever. We got Oscar Robertson, MJ and Kobe, Kyrie Irving, and LeBron James. And I'm going to go ahead and make a future prediction and just say Kyrie's going to be pretty good. All right.
My top 5.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
My top 5. Your top 5. Well, Steven, this is an emotional choice.
That's Julius Irving there. Holy cow.
So there's no analytics associated with it. And as a matter of fact, probably the last 40 years, the last 50 years are not a part of it. Because I made this decision when I was a teenager.
Oh.
You see?
Okay.
So I was 14, 15, and this is what I saw. And I saw Bill Russell, I saw Wilt Chamberlain, Elgin Baylor.
Speak up so they can hear you.
Elgin Baylor, who is my favorite, Oscar Robertson, and Jerry West. That became my top 5 as a teenager. And they have remained my top 5.
I'm here with NBA Hall of Famer Charles Barkley, someone who does not believe that LeBron is one of the 3 best players ever. You're laughing at me. Why?
I'm laughing at you because, in my opinion, he's one of the 10 greatest ever.
Right.
I got Michael 1, Oscar 2, Bill Russell.
Oscar 2?
Yeah. He got averaged a triple-double for the entire season.
Yeah, everyone took like 120 shots a game back then.
Well, y'all,
You would have averaged a triple-double in the season.
Hey, LeBron had a triple-double. Y'all went crazy. He didn't average one for the whole season.
You would say y'all. Like I'm lumped into all these people.
You millennials. I'll call y'all millennials.
I'm not. I'm at 46. How am I a
Y'all
millennial?
just make up names, too. There's no such thing as millennial. I got Kareem and Wilt.
Right.
I got Kobe and Tim Duncan. And LeBron is right there with Magic, Bird, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor.
Now, this is what I want you to do, man. I want you to rank these 3 players.
Okay.
Number 1 being the best, so on and so forth. Jordan, LeBron, Kobe.
Oh.
How do you rank that?
Right now, I go Jordan, Kobe, LeBron.
Really though.
There we go. That's a good one there.
Remember last week that I said that Kobe Bryant was one of the 10 greatest NBA players ever? Right.
You say a lot of things.
I want to change that.
To what?
He's one of the 5 greatest ever.
Wow.
Michael's first.
No, he's not.
Oscar Roberts second. This is just my opinion. Okay. Bill
That's
Russell third. Okay. Wilt Chamberlain 4. And Kobe Bryant's 5.
He's better than Larry Bird.
Yes.
And Magic
He's
Johnson.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He is not.
Now, to get back
Now you're great, Steve.
He's better than Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Are you going to better player? Yes.
Are you going to add anything?
We'll get you next.
Well, the best player I've played against has to be Michael Jordan.
Nice.
Just because of the expectations each night.
That's Jason Kidd.
That people, I'm going to see Michael. He's going to.
When was Jason Kidd drafted?
He's going to score 50 tonight. He's going to score 60.
I guess.
He was never let down. Those people. He always came and put on a show. And while he was putting on a show, he's one of the hardest guys to guard. He can get to the basket. He can jump over you. He can shoot the jump shot. And, he will let you know about it, too. He wasn't a guy who was quiet. He used to talk a little trash. When I say little, that's just putting it nicely. But he was probably the hardest to guard because he was on stage each night and he brought it. And, you look at Kobe Bryant, he's right up there, too. He's a guy who performs at a high level each time he takes the floor, and he's a guy that is hard to guard. And for me, it's always, those 2 are probably, the guys that I've seen the most or guarded the most.
You're a historian of the NBA. You're a fan. Fans love to do this.
LeBron James.
Best 3 players of all time.
Best 3 players of all time?
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan.
Wow, this is tough. Michael Jordan.
Play games for PS4. Your smartphone is your controller.
So LeBron James says you.
That is tough.
Three. Oh my God. Three. Yeah, Larry Bird, Dr. J. Because
you just got into that Magic Bird thing, which is tough too.
I know. I mean, can I get four?
Sure. Magic fourth?
Well, beyond Bill Russell, because they didn't have a Finals MVP when he was winning his 11 championships. Michael Jordan, 6 titles, 6 Finals MVPs. That means it was all about you each series. You were the mismatch.
So I'm going with Michael, Magic, Larry, Kareem, and Hakeem Olajuwon would be in my top 5. But then after that, you got guys like Wilt.
LeBron's going to be in there? Maybe not. Is LeBron going to be top 10 for you?
I would put Kobe over LeBron in my top 10. If I had to be a top 10, Kobe would be over LeBron. So LeBron can't leapfrog Kobe.
He can't get there even if he wins 3 more titles?
No, of course if he wins 3 more.
Okay.
Certainly. But his one championship, if he wins one championship, to me that counts for 2 or 3 in Cleveland just because of the drought and all that. So he needs to win in Cleveland, and then I don't have to rethink that. But he cannot leapfrog Kobe, in my opinion, on my list. But I would say Kobe is top 10 or 15, yes.
Okay. Yeah,
I can't put him in top 5.
But top 10.
Top 10. Top 10. 10 to 15. So you still have Wilt.
Duncan.
Russell. Bill Russell.
Yeah, Kobe would
Magic.
be top 10. Well, Magic is...
You have in top 5?
Michael. He's in the top 5.
Okay.
Magic, Michael, Larry, Kareem, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Those are my top 5.
Bill Russell's got to be in there top 10.
Bill Russell would be in there.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kobe's in there. And LeBron is knocking on the door, but I just can't put LeBron ahead of Kobe just quite yet. There's still a lot to be written in LeBron's book.
Well, he's the greatest that's ever played.
You greatest who ever played.
Yeah.
You go right there.
No question about it. And the thing that made Michael so special, he did it on the highest level.
When does LeBron enter the best ever conversation?
Like Michael, Kareem, LeBron, Kobe, and then Shaq.
I don't think he can enter that conversation as being the GOAT. As great as LeBron is, as great as he's been, he will be considered one of the greatest players, not the greatest. I mean, that's Michael Jordan.
You just think it's close. No one will ever play basketball as well as that man.
We're talking about LeBron. I'm not talking about nobody else. We're talking about specifically LeBron and what he's accomplished up to what Michael Jordan has accomplished.
That was interesting. That was really interesting. Whoa. I want to see this. What Trevor ranking his top of all time.
And what about when you see a guy like Michael Jordan? Do you ever say to yourself, am I better than? Do you consider yourself?
Yeah, is he better than you were?
It's different eras. I see Michael Jordan as this. I see all the money being paid to these guys out there,
Right.
And I think that Michael Jordan should get about 10% of every guy's contract.
Right, because he's made basketball exciting.
He's made basketball exciting. I mean, what it is. And so when young guys like this boy Iverson who comes out for Philadelphia and says that he has no respect for anybody, whatever, he should be taking his head off to Michael Jordan and saying, here, whatever.
If you were starting a franchise today, who's your number 1 pick out of all the players in the NBA?
I tell you won't believe this, but I like Johnny Stockton. I think he's the most complete person in his position. But Magic Johnson is still my favorite because his age is bigger. All right, it's the sunlight.
If you were playing today, how would you fare against today's Suns?
I would think that
that'd be a lot.
I'm happy that I have a big mouth. But I can say it on my own, deal. It wouldn't be a license to steal. I would love it. Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, it would be a joke.
But wait a minute, what about against the Elijah one? He's quicker than I am, but I believe I'm faster than he is, or was at one time. I'm still.
That's an old Bill Russell.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I know that basketball is a team game, right? And you've already made Michael number one. But if you had to have Will against Michael, my prime and his prime, how much money would you be willing to bet?
Wow. You think you could have beaten Michael in your prime? He would take you outside. He'd shoot from the three-point arc. Then you try to come out and get him. He'd dribble around you.
I run 109.5. I have a 52 vertical bench press, almost 600 pounds. Michael would probably be going.
Wait a minute, 600 pounds?
600 pounds.
Holy cow!
We all exaggerate a little bit, but in this case, I'm going the other way.
If any doubt in your mind that if you were in your prime today, you would be the dominant player in the game?
No doubt in my mind. I think the game has evolved to more maybe of a showcase of athletes and the technical good playing of the game.
If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will.
Yeah, right.
I believe.
Let's talk about Michael Jordan. I'm curious. Michael Jordan. Say we had a time machine here, and we could send Michael Jordan back to the Civil War. No, that's
guys. Be back in just a second. Just a second, guys. All right, so I'm back, guys. I had a little issue there. Okay, so we're going back to this now. So this will talk about him being married with other people today.
Back to playing basketball with you in your prime. All right, how do you think he would do in those days?
Well, first of all, I'm glad you said with me, and not against me. Michael Jordan is one of those rare specimens that could have played at any particular time, and is a gifted athlete who is using those gifts in basketball incredibly so.
Now, what would his playing style? How would that have translated back then?
Well, his playing style is he's 6'7" and he's like 197 pounds. Coming into what we call our domain, the pivot for us big guys, would not been very wise of Michael. If he was playing during our time. So we would say, Michael, as long as you do all those fancy things outside of where we are, that's fine. So it wouldn't have been good for Michael.
Really?
No.
You think he'd have been crushed, is what you're saying?
I don't think. I know he'd been crushed. He came in there
what
once
about
or twice.
The 360-degree whip around dunk? What would people thought of that at the time?
Well, you know what? I'm glad you said that because you see, the mentality of the fan today is wonderful, and they learn to accept showbiz.
Right.
And Michael is the epitome of showbiz, along with that great talent. During my time, if you did a 360, first of all, the opposition would take it as an insult that you could try to do something like that against them. The coach on your own team, if you weren't at least 90,000 points ahead, would bench you. And the fans will look at you like, oh, he's the biggest hot dog in the world. In Chicago, if he doesn't give you one of those 360s you're talking about, even though their team is 90 points ahead, they're looking for something spectacular.
The fans will turn on
you. You're right.
Back then it was more about teamwork, working together.
Absolutely.
What's happened to basketball?
You're 25. You're 25 years old. The 25-year-old Will Chamberlain, who didn't just have the inside game, but had the fade away, put the ball on the floor a little bit.
Somebody must have told you about that.
I remember it. Trust me. The 25-year-old Will Chamberlain transplanted into today's NBA. What do you do?
You see, with the new rules, which are all slant to help the offense. Now, when I get the ball, instead of having 2 and 3 people and Russ all at me at the same time, I'm by myself with one guy. I would love it. 50 points, maybe 60 points, maybe 70 points again. Because I had nobody. Wait a minute. Well, you asked me a question, right?
70 a game.
Well, the last 10 games, I was talking to Russ about the last 10 games of my 61-62 season, right before I scored 100 points. I averaged about 71 points a game.
Yeah, you were on a rampage.
Yeah, but I'm saying to you, but it's easier now. I was too fast. I was too strong. One guy is not going to take me down in that particular way.
If you were playing today, how many points would you average, you think?
In what, today, right now?
No, not right now. I mean,
because I could get maybe 30 right now, big fella. I'm trying to tell you.
At 60.
But at 30,
I caught my birthday.
But at 30, I could probably have a 60 or 70. Yeah, and I mean, I'm saying that politely. I'm not trying to just, I'm not trying to dismantle your belief on how great the athlete of today is. But the game would best suit me. Believe me, best suit me.
Michael Jordan, and yet it bothers you when people talk about him as being the greatest player of all time.
Well, it bothers me because we all have our opinions, and I don't think that commensurate with what he's doing, what he's done, and how the game is going today. That he's better than Oscar Robertson, Jerry
He's going to say who he thinks is better.
A number of people.
The greatest scorer of all time? Not even. Would you even give him that?
Well, you see, what people don't remember was that my first 7 years, I scored a lot of points. Then I stopped scoring on my own volition. I tried to do other things. I was asked to do other things, and that's what I did. For the last 7 years, it wasn't about points to me. It was about trying to do other things. So when they compare me with Michael's averaging 31 points for his lifetime. I averaged about 30 points for a lifetime. But I stopped scoring. Like I'm saying, so if I had continued to score, I would probably be averaging 40 points for my whole lifetime. Does that make me the best scorer? I really don't know. But one thing I do know, that all the years while I was usually scoring all those points, I was leading the league in percentile shooting. And that's also important because if you take all the shots, you should be making the highest percentage. I mean, there are guys like Charles Barkley who shoot 54, 55%. If he shot as much as Michael, he'd be scoring more points.
Yeah, now Michael Jordan and you, for a while, went back and forth. I think there's a mutual respect after you guys met and stuff like that. I contend Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player who ever lived. I would put you number 2, only because you only won 2 championships. He played below the rim, and you basically played above the rim.
I thought Michael was known for playing above the rim.
He shoots now the jump shots. He's going to win 5 world championships, and you had players on your team that you could have won.
I have a friend of mine. I have a friend of mine who I talk to about once a week. You know what he says about Michael's 4 championships? He doesn't say anything about it. Because he has 11. Bill Russell. This is wait a minute, and you don't say he's the greatest because he has 11 championships. Casey Jones has 10. I don't think you can predicate how great a guy really is, or because he has championships. There's a lot of guys on those championship teams who've done nothing. Michael happens to be, if you want to say Michael's the greatest, I think he deserves all the accolades that you really want. I think the man has done more for basketball than any one individual. Even you, any one individual. And I'm also saying, too, for those players out there today who maybe don't quite respect Michael as they should, almost all of them should be giving about 10% of their salaries to Michael. Because they, that's who they owe it to. You understand?
And 10 more percent maybe to
right. Really. And he, if you read my book, which I hope we're going to talk about.
We're going to talk about when we come back.
Okay, if you read my book, you will understand that I say a great many things about Michael. But one of the things I say about Michael that I truly believe in is that when the man steps on the court, you're going to get 100% from Michael Jordan. And that's all you can ask for from any athlete.
That's pretty funny. So basically, we're saying that he was better than Michael Jordan in his prime. So, not saying that Wilt Chamberlain's biased or anything. I mean, Bill Russell also thinks he was better than Michael Jordan in his prime. They're not biased. It's just that they probably were better than Michael Jordan in their prime. Because, obviously there's a lot of guys that did, things like Bill Russell won 11 championships, Wilt Chamberlain 100 points in the game. Michael Jordan didn't do that, and he had good players around him. Bill Russell did too, but at that time they weren't considered good players. I mean, you consider Scottie Pippen way more famous than Casey Jones. Even though Casey Jones won 10 championships, Pippen's only won 6. And by the time Pippen was playing, Casey Jones was the Supersonics coach. So everyone was like, oh, there's this old coach guy. He wasn't even that famous. So you gotta think about this for a second. Now, before we go, I want to do one thing. So, I like football, obviously, right? So what we're going to do here, just for fun. Just for fun. Best catches week 1, Dolphins plays. Nah. Sunday week 2. Just for fun. Top 10 plays of NFL week 2. Here we go. Wow.
He did.
What a catch by Little!
Wow.
Deflection.
I mean, the Ravens are in my division, so
Hogan will press the button, steps up, fires into the end zone, and it is caught! Touchdown!
That was a great catch by the Browns.
The rookie with his first NFL touchdown off a strike from Kevin Hogan. They're throwing it out 3rd and 1. Hogan deep down the field for Lewis. Johnson then cuts it off and makes the catch. The stride on that line. So the threat is in. It is a first down. First play of the second quarter.
Wow, he caught that?
He's got
Nice.
23 players there to get him with a 24-yard pickup.
Again.
That's it, Gibson. Use the tight end. That's Manhurst changing
That's
to
impressive.
Canisius. First and goal.
Oh, what a stop by Lawson. Wow. Whoa. How did he catch that?
As they hurry up with one timeout. For the end zone, intercepted.
Picked off.
Floated by Palmer and Malik Hooker. Has it for the Colts. The Cats should put 15 more. And from the 45.
Yeah, I remember the Colts won that game. Pretty sure it was just insane.
J.J. Nelson. Does he hang on to it? Yes! Touchdown Cardinals!
I'm pretty sure they won the game.
Taking over for Gus Bradley week 15 of last season and named the permanent replacement.
Jacksonville,
Januarius
Tennessee.
Bortles is set. Football is loose and Tennessee has it.
Let's take a look at some actual big tobacco documents to see what they've said about the military.
Classic downscale smoker.
Less educated, limited job prospects. Oof.
Does big tobacco see heroes or dollar signs? Know the truth, spread the truth.
Ball is loose and Tennessee has it.
There we go.
This is Jacksonville head coach back in 2012 of the run play call. This is Henry taking out tacklers. Henry into the
Derrick Henry's in the end zone.
Touchdown. And a Yulee High School star coming home, busting it in from 17 yards out.
Not going to happen. That wound still fresh, Charles. I wouldn't even mention what happened yesterday.
The Chiefs obviously won this game.
Sorry. Wentz going deep for
Ertz bouncing and it's caught. Ertz on his way. He's tackled just outside the 10 with 2.
How did he catch that?
And did they get a timeout? They did.
What?
Unbelievable. What a bounce off of Terrence Mitchell.
Wentz looking firing left for Jeffrey.
He's got it. Penalty on the play, and he is going to be down at the 1.
At the 1?
They were going at Phillip Gaines, and let's see the penalty. 4.
Was it Alex Smith and the Chiefs come back? How did he get out of that?
Looks like he's got the first
Dang.
in motion. Here comes Hill. Fake there, but a little flip to Kelsey.
Travis Kelce in the end zone. New England and the Saints. Oh!
Gets rid of it. Gronkowski left alone.
How did he get rid of that?
Breaks off the
Of course, he didn't tap Gronkowski because he's so big.
Can you believe that?
That beautiful ball, Hail Mary at the end of the game. 2nd and 4. There's Breeze. Breeze going deep.
Over the shoulder. Caught by Thomas.
Did Michael Thomas catch that? He did not just catch that. No way.
Three-way running game. 3rd and 7.
Oh,
he's taken down to the
sack.
44 by the rookie. Dietrich Breeze.
What was that?
Vaccaro has to come back onto the field. First down from the 41. And look at Brady.
And it is hauled in. That's Dorsett at the 4-yard line.
Okay, this was an interesting game. I wanted the Vikings to win, but the Steelers won. You know, Steelers are my division. I don't like the Steelers. Like, I hate the Steelers.
The second longest play for the Vikings offense today. And now at first down, it's Cook. Outside the goal, inside the 10.
Dalvin Cook, touchdown, baby. That's right.
Touchdown, Dalvin Cook. Well, the scouting report on Dalvin Cook says he has great lateral quickness. 4th down and 20. Vikings must get to the 41-yard line as Keenan lays one out.
Whoa.
Caught by Kyle Rudolph.
Dang.
What a throw, what a catch for Vikings first down. That was just spectacular. Big one. And now on first down, Goff looking to Gurley.
Oh, Gurley. Oh! No way.
It's a touchdown. Oh, my goodness, for Gurley. To give us assist to Derek Carrier, number 86, who gets the block, sealing out the inside defender. Freeland tried to wrap up, but the first thing he does, his eyes go to the ground. So when you lower your eyes to your target, much like catching the football, you got a chance to whip. And you know the scouting report says number 30 can run the high.
Field goal on the first series. Stopped them on 31.
Buccaneers and Bears.
And here's Winston's pass to the end zone. To Mike Evans, touchdown.
Dude, Mike Evans, he caught that. He caught that.
They clicked on the 3rd down play the last time. Fleming hit Bellamy. And here's Fleming.
Pick off.
By Robert McClain, the nickelback. And he gets in for the score. Touchdown for Robert McClain. Butler over the middle. Nice grab by Landry. Landry across midfield.
Nice.
And just barely. Rivers throwing into the end zone. Touchdown, Antonio Gates.
Did the Chargers win that game? I don't think so.
The Chargers onto the field.
It's like a record, maybe.
Yep.
112.
Antonio Brown set a record for tight ends.
Most.
No, not Antonio Brown. Antonio Gates. Wrong Antonio, guys. My bad.
You need to snap for a hurt. That pass is. Oh, what a steal! What a play by Devontae Parker.
Wow.
Right away from Casey Hayward.
Some tweaks here and there.
Oakland Jets is
Out of the gun on 2nd and 11. No rush. Hard. The toss to Richard.
Oh!
Jalen Richard. And here's the speed.
Wow. That is why the Raiders are going to win the Super Bowl this year. No, one, so they're going to be making. They're probably going to make it to the AFC Championship or something like that. Not winning the Super Bowl.
Patterson takes it all the way for the touchdown.
I'm pretty okay. My prediction right now as we're watching this is that the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl against the Falcons.
Looked like a broken play. End zone touchdown.
There's my brother's favorite team, the Broncos. They somehow beat the Cowboys.
Handoff, Anderson.
C.J. Anderson breaks those tackles, man.
C.J. Anderson out of bounds near the 40.
Man, that's pretty impressive. When the Broncos won. Speaking of my favorite team, the Broncos got one of my favorite team's players. His name is Demar Pico. That's Bryant. I saw that touchdown on TV. That's about when I started watching.
One-on-one. Bryant against Talib. And Des Bryant, Dak Prescott won that battle that they worked on throughout the offseason, and it showed up today. Broncos come with a blitz. Quick throw. Pass on 4th down. Picked off. This is Talib. Still going. Looking for another pick 6. Prescott in his way. Talib. He's going to go. No flags. Talib. Touchdown. The 10th of his career.
To start the day to the Rams on offense. And Ball
Rolls down to give Cup make that catch. Wow, what a
Cooper Kupp, the rookie.
And a second down and 10 under heavy pressure. Lets it fly to Gurley. Leapfrogs
again, Todd Gurley.
All over the place in the secondary. For 37 plays, 49ers only 12. Russell Wilson drops it off to Luke Wilson. And the big tight end.
Dang.
Over the defender. On second down. High breaks loose. Turns it into a big gainer.
They seriously let him score a touchdown. Oh, they didn't.
From behind by Jeremy Lane. What a run. Point anyway, second down.
Trying to be Ezekiel Elliott.
Look out. He just flips it away because Vic Beasley came in.
Oh!
Is it a live ball? If it is, it's going to be a touchdown. And that's going to be true fun.
Wow.
Let me show a few people. Whoa, looks like Barry's on the move to share the proposal.
That was cool. I didn't realize that was what happened. Of course, as you know, the Bengals and Texans played on Thursday, so they wouldn't have highlights in here. Sadly, the Bengals won. They're 0-3 right now, guys. But we're playing the Browns next week. We get to play them again once this year after this. So obviously, we're going to have 2 automatic wins. Happy for that. But, so thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe down below if you haven't already done that. Hit that like button. We'll see you in the next video. See you guys.